welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. Coming up on the release of her latest single, Bad Guy, on February 28th. Please welcome musical artist Thea Lissi. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you on the show. I'm very excited to talk about this new song. Let's get into the new single of yours. You know, much of your past works has been, pop, R&B. Now you're heading into country with Bad Guy. What inspired you to switch it up a little bit?
Well, when I first started music, I was really new to all of it, and I always thought I love soul and I love that aspect of the beat and having just a little more elements in the pop and R&B. So I started on that end, and then made the switch over to country pop, if you will, because I love the storytelling of it and how music is just in general more clean. Because I am a mother and I own a dance studio, so I work with kids. So that is something that I really strive to maintain in the music that I write and release, is that it's all clean and family friendly, if you will. So those are, I guess, the biggest things that made me kind of make that switch.
Okay, no, having becoming a recent father myself, I understand the need to change a little bit, especially allowing your family to enjoy the work as well.
Yes.
And speaking of kind of moving over to country, it seems like there's a recent trend of artists going to country. Why do you think that is?
I feel like it's people are striving for authenticity, and realness, and not like a lot of times in pop and R&B, and this is not to say that everyone in that genre is that way, but it can be that pressure to be someone that you're not, and to sing about things that really don't have any meaning. And I feel like in the country genre, it's a lot more of like real honest stories about what's going on in your day-to-day life or relationships, and like it allows you to just fully be who you are and relate with your audience more. And so I think people are craving that a lot more these days than in the past.
So would you say Bad Guy is more personal for you than your previous work?
Well, I guess I've always had a little different take on music, so like even when I was in pop and R&B, I didn't really let that part affect me as much, but I think it would have stopped me from going as far, if that makes sense. But I think Bad Guy is right in line with it. It's just like one aspect of the many waves of relationships. It's like you have great relationships, you have bad ones, you have ones where like you give them too many chances, which was this case, and then they make you out to be the bad guy. And so it's just written from that place of kind of being frustrated with when you set boundaries and then someone makes you out to be the bad guy, just because that's helps them move on.
And how long have you been kind of writing music in your life? Did music become your creative outlet?
It was back in 2020. So I actually, I guess it's going on 5 years. It'll be 5 years in December of this year. But I had always written like poetry and things like that when I was younger, but didn't think I could sing. So I had never tried to write music, surprisingly, until I went through a divorce. And, tough times bring out different sides of you, I guess. And I was finding myself again, and started using it as therapy. And then here we are, I've written, over 300 songs, probably close to 400 now, just in those few years. So,
Wow, like 300 to 400 songs in about, what is it, 5 years or so? How how do you find the time?
I don't sleep, if I'm being honest. But it's like everything is inspiration to me. It's kind of like therapy, and it helps me to get through life in general. So it's sometimes I'll wake up from a dream, and in my dream I was singing a song, and then I realize it's not an actual song, and so I voice memo it so I won't forget. Sometimes I'm on a plane or I'm driving, it could be many different moments that it just hits, and I just record it and save it and then finish it whenever I have the time. So
That's amazing. Can you talk a little bit about kind of balancing like a music career with being a parent?
man, it is it's very challenging, and also being a business owner too, because I own a dance studio. So it's this week especially, I've had a few little meltdowns, where I'm like, okay, I can do this, I can do this. But it is definitely challenging, and I think if I didn't love it so much and need it, like I feel like I genuinely need music to survive, it helps my soul, it helps my heart, it helps me just in so many different ways, then I probably would have given up by now. But it's just a really big passion for me, and it's helped me so much. And so I think that helps me to juggle it. It's like you just got to prioritize what is necessary and sometimes weed out things that aren't, which can be, a difficult decision sometimes.
So you must be very excited for Bad Guy to be out coming up on the 28th. And then what's after that? Anything you can tease for what else is in the works down the pipeline?
Yes. So I have another song in queue for after Bad Guy called Sweeter. And it's another one of my favorites that I've been waiting to put out. And then I have another song called Permanent Ink that's going to come out probably a few weeks after that. And my hope is that if these do really well, then I can put out an EP or maybe even an album by the end of the year, depending on how well I do. Yeah.
Fantastic. Where can people follow you, kind of social media, find your music?
On thealissi.com is my website, which has the links to pretty much any of my socials and streaming. My music that is already out is available on all streaming platforms. So wherever you listen to music, you can find me there. And then also social media like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of those sites, I'm under just Thea Lissi. So TheaLissi is my username.
Fantastic. Easy enough to find you. Cannot wait for Bad Guy to come out. I know I'm very excited. I know you must be very excited as well.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Thea, for joining us this morning. It has been a pleasure. And everyone, please pre-save Bad Guy today on your preferred music platform and follow Thea, of course, on TikTok, Instagram, and more. And find her at thealissi.com. Thea, thank you once again.
Thank you. Have a great day.